So number 6 on week 31 quiz says, compute the number of real values of x that satisfy the equation x squared minus 1 absolute value of that minus 1 absolute value equals 2 to the x. So over here we have a piece of graph paper and we just have to graph it out. So we first try to graph out x squared minus 1 absolute value of that minus 1. So using that we can see that a regular parabola of x squared equals y would just be equal to something like this. After that, moving a downward shift of 1 over here, we just shift everything down by 1. So everything by 1. After that, we have to make everything that's negative positive. So everything that's over here come up here. So it'll look like this. Like that. And then after that, you move everything in a downward shift by 1. So get that, downward shift by 1. And then you have to make everything positive again. So downward shift by 1 is just here. And then so to make everything positive, you would just have to curve that a little bit up and then curve that a little bit up. And then you create like that. So it would just be like something like this. So that's like the graph of x squared of this side. And then so 2 to the x is just a logarithmic function. And it just exponentially grows. And so that's like the general idea of how the graph goes. So once we input this into something like Desmos, we can see that it intersects at 3 points. One here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So we can see that these 3 points will intersect. So, and as we go up here, we can see that it gets really close around over here, but it never touches. So the answer is 3. Also, as you can see, in this one point over here, it's really hard to determine like the solution. So that's why we had to resort to graphing.